Hi there, it's Nigel here. Today we're on a small farm close to Edenbridge. On this farm they're unique in that they have their own butchery. It's called Goodtrees Farm Butchers. It's run by Ian and Marie, and they have a really talented team of young butchers, some of whom we're going to catch up with and find out about how they got into butchery and actually started their own farming businesses. So yeah, please, if you enjoy the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
So I came to Goodtrees 2 years ago. I worked at a farm shop previously in Sharpthorne. That's where I did my apprenticeship. And then once my apprenticeship finished, I was looking for my next challenge. So working here offered a really good challenge for me because we cut predominantly beef here, and that was where I could progress my butchery. And actually I really like what we do here in terms of offering a service to farmers, because that links back to what I do at home outside of work with my fiancé actually.
Great.
So
Congrats.
thank you. That's really exciting. I work here 4 days a week. Mondays I work for another pig farmer making his sausages for him, so that means he can sell his product off the farm, so I like to help him, offer him my services. And then I work here Tuesday to Friday, offering all these lovely customers butchery.
Great.
Yeah, we fly through beef now. I mean, we're cutting anywhere between 4 to 5 bodies of beef a week between 3 of us, so we're really getting through it. But you know, people are coming to us, and people are realising that they need to extend their business, they need to be enterprising, they need to earn money a different way, not just from subsidies now, because we know that they're hard to come by. So they're going, okay, well, how can I make a little bit more money? Okay, well I've got some beef stood in the field. The price in the market's not great. Okay, well, let's take them to the abattoir and let's sell it off the farm in boxes. And I think a lot of people are coming to that now, because also there's an outcry for local food, and people really want that. So we've seen a huge increase in customers coming to us asking for this service.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I got into butchery. So my partner and I were working alongside a local couple who had a farm nearby, and they said, "Oh, would you mind just sort of helping us on the farm, and we'll grow a working relationship together?" And I was talking to the wife, and she said, "Well, I work in the butchery at this farm shop," and at the time I wasn't in a happy job, so I was looking to move on. So I said, "Okay, well, I'd be quite interested," because Ollie and I, my partner, we were sort of discussing how we could enterprise our business by selling lamb boxes. And we thought, well, we don't want to have to pay somebody to do the service if we can cut the middleman out and I can go and train. So I did. So I went with the wife to this farm shop. That's where I did my apprenticeship. She taught me butchery, and I was an apprentice at Plumpton. So yeah, I hadn't set out to be a butcher, but actually it's worked in our farming journey really nicely. I'm not the sort of person that could sit and do admin all day. That's just not me. But here, I love anatomy. I find it absolutely fascinating, and I love to see the hard work that goes into rearing an animal to then bring it in, get it on a block, and see what your hard work has produced, and also then move it on to the customer. I really enjoy that, getting the good feedback, knowing that I've done a good job, 1, rearing the animal, and then 2, again, cutting the animal, and people go, wow, this is fantastic. So it's a very rewarding job, both farming and being in butchery, hugely rewarding.
And so obviously you get a wide variety of, like, you know, most probably like native breeds coming
Yeah,
in.
a lot of native breeds. So we get belted Galloways, we get Jersey cross Anguses, we get Herefords. Oh, we get all sorts coming in.
Sussex.
We get a lot of Sussex. Yeah, we get a lot of Sussex. That was an obvious one. Yeah, and sheep breeds as well. We get Suffolks, Romneys, Badger faces. Yeah, lots of, and pigs the same. Loads of native pigs as well.
Do you have a preference in terms of like cutting up? I mean, I guess they probably. I'm just trying to think in terms of like if you're a farmer, you're obviously a butcher, so you're getting to see this end of it. Do you have any like top tips for farmers? I guess like how to best finish your animals, or when you think like how to tell.
Do you know, it's a challenging one because we deal with a lot of different customers who've got a lot of different breeds and a lot of different farming systems. So we have a customer that produces Charolais beef, and they feed theirs a
finisher ration sort of thing.
yeah, exactly. So, but because of the breed, they're very lean.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot you can do to that animal to make it fat. Whereas we have another customer, they bring in Jersey Cross Angus off their dairy farm, and they're on just grass, just lush grass.
And they're super fat.
Super fat, like probably the fattest animals we get in here. Wow. And I think a lot of that comes from the Jersey as well, but we see all sorts. And then we have some that are just pasture raised, some that are supplement fed, but still native breeds. And it all really varies. And it also varies on how long people keep that animal. So, you know, they could send it to the abattoir at 30 months old or over 30 months. And that all depends as well. So there's not really any hard and fast rule because everyone's soil type and grass is different. Everyone's systems are different. And so you can't pin a system that works. So.
Interesting. Talk to me about your farming journey, I suppose.
Okay.
So far.
So to start very quickly at the beginning, my partner and I, we met at Plumpton. He first got his handful of sheep working with his neighbour. They were paid to him as a wage, so he got a handful of sheep. That's how his flock started. I went to Plumpton, I met him there. And then from then we decided we were going to really grow this flock and make it our business because we fell in love with agriculture. Neither of us come from a farming background, we both come from towns. So we thought, okay, let's commit and let's make this work. So fast forward to now, we've been renting plots of land locally from landowners. So we don't own any land. Everything is tenanted and rented. A lot of our renting agreements are gentleman agreements or meat as payment, so that helps. And we've now gone from, so he'd have had 5 sheep 10 years ago. We've now got just shy of 200 ewes, and we're running probably across 450 acres of rented grass. And it's taken a lot of work. And, you know, there has definitely been moments where we thought, is this going to work? Can we keep doing this? You know, it's taken up a lot of our energy and a lot of our time and finance. You know, we don't have a lot of finance, but we're committed to it and we're just going to keep making it work.
Great. And how do you, so obviously you move them around and you must have like a truck and an iPhone trailer.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. So we do a lot of miles. Okay. I mean, we're lucky that we have a plot of 250 acres in one place. We have 50 acres. So we have big groups together. Yeah. So that does help. But to start with, we might have had 6-acre paddocks, 12-acre paddocks, and we've been moving sheep constantly. So, but with the land box enterprise, that has helped us fund to get better equipment. So we were starting off with winding handrails for our electric fencing. Then we moved to a wrapper wheelbarrow. And now the land boxes have paid so well that we've afforded ourselves a quad bike and wrapper winder. Amazing. And it saves so much time. Yeah. But we've got triple, quadruple the amount of sheep we started with, but actually it's taking us half the amount of time.
Question, do you use 2 or 3 lines?
3.
3?
Always 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not that brave. And because we both go to work, we're not at beck and call if the sheep get out, so we want to make sure they're not going to leave where they are.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. And so you must have like an SBI number and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
And do you think is the plan to maybe try and get like a tenant farm?
Yeah, that's what we're working towards, which has been a challenge. That is something we're looking to at the moment. But that's just conversations that we're having, and you know. But it is hard. It is hard as young people who are not from that background, who have started from the bottom, to try and find these tenancies because they just don't appear. And if they do appear, it's always backdoor. It's always backdoor agreements. Someone's already involved. Yeah. So sometimes applying is not even not even considered.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you think there's still scope for other young people who similarly don't come from a high background to get into farming via sheep?
100%. I think sheep is probably the more easier enterprise to go into. I think the price of cattle at the moment, there aren't many people buying cattle, and obviously they require a lot more. You know, you need barns, you need a cattle crush, you need like handling systems, you need to make cattle safe. So sheep is a much easier way to get in to agriculture. Yeah.
How do you price your lamb boxes?
I think we're a bit cheap at the moment. We do need to review our pricing, but we usually look at what locally is being sold, what the prices are locally, and also we cost up our input prices, so what it's taken to grow that lamb, and then we cost that against our time as well, and my time butchering it, and we want to make it fair as well. We want to make sure people are going to be able to afford it, because you know, buying British meat is not cheap, and it shouldn't be cheap, but it should also be available to people as well.
Yeah. And breeds, what sort of breeds do you keep?
So we run Clin Cross Texels, and we find that the Clins are just wonderful mothers, really milky, absolutely dote on their lambs, and they often produce two. I mean, we've had quite a few triplets this year, which sheep farming everywhere, they're going to cry out and go, oh, nobody wants triplets, and it is a pain, but they're really productive and really lovely mums. And then we cross them to a Texel, which produces the carcass that we're looking for our boxes.
What age do you sort of take to get the fat?
So we lamb in April, and we'll probably have some ready at the end of August, and then we'll just keep going until they hog it.
Yeah.
So we'll just take them in batches, but we always weigh, we always condition score. We won't take anything that's not ready. Ollie and I argue a lot about what's ready and what isn't. He'll probably say something's ready, but because I've got the experience here and I know what it looks like undressed, I'll say that needs longer. That needs to stay in the field a bit longer.
Okay, top tips. How, as a farmer, when you're feeding a sheep, like where should you be touching the animal? How can you tell?
So you want to be touching the ribs. Yeah. So you'll be able to feel a slight cover. Often people say if you use your knuckle, if you clench your knuckle, that is a good indication of that's too lean. You hold your hand out just a bit, and that should be what you're looking for. If you hold your hand up flat, that's too fat. If you can't feel the bones, it's too fat. So you just want a little bit, you want to be able to feel the bones just a little bit, and that should be about right. So you want to look at the loin area, the ribs, that will be your rack of lamb, your loin, that's your loin chops, and then your tail dock is also a really good indication of fat storage as well.
Brilliant. I think a lot of people will be interested in that. Similarly, I know in our own family there's a lot of contention over what's fit and what isn't.
Yeah.
And often, I mean, I think that obviously the buyers in livestock markets, I sometimes feel like they want them really fat, as in like, you know, so you can't feel the bone.
Yeah.
But that's expensive to get to that point.
It is, but also it's a lot of waste as well. Yeah. You know, that buyer is buying fat. Yeah. Fat often on lamb is not usable, or people don't want it, they want the meat. So there's a real difficult level of, if you take it too fat, it's then actually, you know, as we was discussing about the pigs, the average consumer, they don't enjoy fat. It's not palatable to most people. So you have to get that level right. It has to be the happy medium. Yeah.
And so what's your partner, Ollie? Is he farming, or so obviously he is farming?
So he's a self-employed contract shepherd. So he works on our flock, and then he'll go and offer his shepherding services to a couple of other farms around the area. So
it must be a pretty busy April for you guys then.
Hugely busy. I mean, he starts lambing at the start of February for his other farms, and he doesn't stop until probably the middle of May when we finish. So he doesn't get a day off for 3 months, 3.5 months. So he's pretty busy. Yeah.
But there is something, you know, I don't know what you think of, say, like Clarkson's farm. You know, there's a real media spotlight on farming at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I think for a long time people haven't been educated, or they've not been involved. Maybe we've been quite closed off as a community, but now, thanks to people like Jeremy Clarkson, who have blown the doors open on the industry and gone, this is the good, bad and the ugly. And this is what happens, because I don't think people, the general population, really appreciate what goes on in agriculture and how hard it is at times. Yeah, and where their food comes from also.
Would you say it's AI proof?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know Jeremy had some, what did he have, that farm bot, that robotic tractor. I don't think many people are going to be looking at those. Not our small local producers, definitely not. I think we're safe.
Great. Perfect.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Okay, so the name of our business is Blake's Meat Boxes or Lamb Boxes, because my partner is Ollie Blake. So we've gone with his name because I'm soon to be a Blake. So yeah, we're Blake's Lamb Boxes. We are on Facebook, but we try and let our business grow organically, because I think what we find is if we promote a lot and we don't have the number of lambs to accommodate all the customers, you end up disappointing a lot of people, and that's when customers go elsewhere. And actually it's really nice from a lot of our customers, they've gone away, they've had their lamb box and they've said, wow, that was actually really good. Or I've been down the pub, I've told my friends at the pub, they're interested, and that's really nice, because it's a recommendation based on how they feel, and it makes it a lot more personal, and yeah, it's nicer that way, I think.
And so no website, so just Facebook page?
Just Facebook page, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And what would you say the typical audience or age of your customers are? Would you say they're sort of...
Mostly middle-aged to elderly, actually. Yeah, I think we're not yet reaching that younger audience where they're fully appreciating. TikTok is maybe where we need to go, but I'm not very good with social media. So I'll probably steer clear from that for now.
Okay. And do you think, is 200 the sweet spot? Would you like to have more? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. The future for us, we would love to be up numbers to 500 Ewes if we can, and we're going to keep working towards that. And that's why we're looking for a tenancy, because we've hit capacity with the grazing we've got. So we're looking for a tenancy that's going to commit to us for 10, 15 years, where we can really invest, lay a bit of finances down and really push.
Great. Yeah. Whereabouts, what areas are you keen on? Like, sort of in the ground here?
Well, so we're in and around the Ashdown Forest. So if we can stay local, we will do, because that's where our customers are.
Yeah.
And we love the area, and we've been here for a long time. So, yeah.